Hello, this is Ryan McDonald at Shea Digital, and this is digital marketing tip number 11, e-commerce marketing plan for Cyber Monday. And now just to preface, this marketing plan is not just for e-commerce companies, and it's not just for Cyber Monday. It's for whenever in your industry the buying behavior is seasonably high, right? For a flower shop, this would be Valentine's Day. For a for insurance company, health insurance company, it might be open enrollment, right? That's when you have to buy health insurance or else you go without. So it's not just for e-commerce companies on Cyber Monday, but it's the best example. And I've used this tactic for e-commerce companies during Cyber Monday, Black Friday, and also for a health insurance company during open enrollment. But you know your industry, you know when people buy. I just gotta say it's situation dependent on a per industry basis. Like I said, a flower shop is Valentine's Day. I can't think of another good example off the top of my head, but you know your industry, you know when people buy, right? All right, so who is this for, right? I already explained that this is going to be focused on the e-commerce aspect, just because that's the most broad example I could provide for B2C e-commerce. But this is a paid search specific strategy. So Google AdWords, Bing Ads, Yahoo, Gemini. If you haven't been doing advertising on one of those three platforms in the last year, this tip is not for you. You need historical data in order to do this with precision. And I would argue that precision for this tactic is extremely important. Extremely important. You can't, a lot of things will be suffice using a sledgehammer approach, but not this. There's some serious risks involved that go along with this tactic. But on the flip side, if you get this right, you're going to maximize your traffic on the day that people are going to buy, right? So you need historical data, and even more important, you need accurate historical conversion data. If you don't have the conversion data, you won't be able to do this tactic. You can optimize based on engagement metrics, I suppose, but it gets a little wonky, right? Because someone might engage with your website but still not buy. So it's best to have historical conversion data to work with. All right, so now that I preface that, let's just go right into the tactic, okay? And this is more of a tactic rather than a plan because it's one aspect of an overall plan, right? For a day like Black Friday, Cyber Monday, when it has an outsized significance on your company's performance in quarter four, and quarter four has an outsized impact on your yearly revenue, right? Quarter four is when a lot of B2C e-commerce companies need to hit their goals, or it provides most of the revenue on a per quarter basis just because of the holiday shopping season. So, all right, so what this tactic is everyone knows people buy on Cyber Monday, Black Friday, right? It's common sense. It's common sense. But you would be shocked at the amount of digital marketers who do nothing with their bids on the most important shopping days of the year. You would be shocked. There's a ton of things you can and should do, as an e-commerce marketing plan for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. This is just one aspect, one tactic, and you should definitely try it. So, how to implement. And by the way, I don't have a fancy name for this yet. I'm just going to call it seasonal bid adjustments by day. But I'm sure someone out there could come up with a funner name for it. So here's what you need to do. You need to filter for September, or maybe July, August. It depends on how much data you have in your account, all the way through the end of the year. And you want to go on a per campaign or per ad group basis, whichever is smaller, but yet still has a statistically significant sample size. Going lower is always better. More segmented is better. when it comes to digital advertising. There's few rules of thumb when it comes to digital advertising, but this rule of thumb, always segment on the lowest possible level, is 100% accurate, and very rarely would I go against that. There has to be certain aspects at play for me to want to go against that. So, one, grab a notebook, grab a Google Doc, whatever, go into your account and make a list. Go name of campaign on one column or on one side, and go non-seasonal conversion rate on the other, and the other column put your Black Friday conversion rate, and the other column put your Cyber Monday conversion rate, right? So you should have 4 columns in your Google Sheet. I typically, I work in Google Sheets. You could do this in Excel, you could do this on a notebook, it doesn't matter. So go into your campaign or ad group, and this works for shopping too. So not just paid search, shopping as well, Google Shopping being shopping. So go into your campaign, and if you can, go into your biggest ad group within that campaign. Filter for September to the end of the year, right? Graph out clicks over conversion rate. So you can see clicks over time and conversion rate over time. Then I want you to take a look at what your conversion rate is from September 1st to October. This is going to be your control or your constant. So if your campaign has an average conversion rate, or your ad group has an average conversion rate of 1%, throughout that time period, I want you to note that down in the second column. And then I want you to look at Black Friday and Cyber Monday, right? Remember, this is the previous year. All right. So observe what your conversion rate is on Black Friday, Cyber Monday. It should go up. It should be higher on Black Friday or Cyber Monday. If it's not, you got some real issues. And it might be a sample size issue, but if it's not a sample size issue and your conversion rate did not jump significantly on Black Friday or Cyber Monday, then that's an indicator of real problems. Real problems. And it could be a whole host of problems, right? But that's something that you'll want to dig into, because your conversion rate should go up on those days. So see what the conversion rate is on Black Friday, and let's just assume it's 1.5%. So in the third column on Black Friday, you put in 1.5%. All right, then you look for Cyber Monday, and let's say it's 2%. So you have 4 columns: campaign or ad group name, your constant conversion rate, Black Friday conversion rate, Cyber Monday conversion rate. All right, so you go through your Google AdWords, your Bing Ads, and your Yahoo Gemini account, campaign by campaign, ad group by ad group, and note all of this down. It's going to take some time. For bigger accounts, it's going to take a good chunk of time. It'll be worth it. Trust me, it'll be worth it. This tactic has made my clients, independently of everything else, millions of dollars. Millions. So it's a huge, there's a huge potential for getting it right, okay? All right, so once you have that filled out, that spreadsheet filled out, I want you to talk to your merchandising team. You need to communicate with the rest of the members of your team. If you're, a low, smaller operation, you talk to the owner or whoever determines pricing. That's the key. You need to talk to whoever determines pricing. So one, I want you to know your margins. You need to know your margins for this. So on a per product category basis or per product basis, depending on how many products you have on your site, how your account is set up, you know your account situation and your website situation better than anyone else. But you need to communicate. So if you have normal margins of, let's say, 70%, and you're quite comfortably hitting your goals on your paid search, etc., but then on Black Friday, Cyber Monday, you plan to discount 10%, so now your margin, let's just say, is going to be 60%. That's still a comfortable margin. But you need to, on another sheet, or it could be the same sheet. It depends. I typically will just add another sheet within my Google Doc for product margins. But you need to go through all of your products, what their normal margins are, and what their Black Friday, Cyber Monday margins are, what I consider the holiday margins. and you need to look at anything that's going to be too low, right? Loss leaders, etc. You do not want to apply this strategy to loss leaders unless you want to make them like ultra loss leaders, right? Because this could significantly impact your bottom line if you overdo it. That's why I said precision, not a hammer, not a sledgehammer. So surgical bid adjustments. All right. Once you have that list of your product category and product level margins, the day or the week coming up to Black Friday, Cyber Monday, you know when your sales start and when your sales end, right? And you'll want to apply this the day before your sales start happening for the holiday period. So you're going to go into your account, and on the lowest level possible, whatever you wrote down in the previous sheet, previous columns, I want you to put the difference of the conversion rate as a bid adjustment. So if you have a normal conversion rate of 1%, and on Black Friday you have a conversion rate of 1.5%, that's a 50% increase in conversion rate. So for Black Friday, for that campaign ad group, you would put 50% plus 50% on Friday, right? That's why you need to do this like right before Black Friday, Cyber Monday starts. And then let's say for Cyber Monday, your bid adjustment, your conversion rate is 2%, right? So it's a 100% increase. So Cyber Monday, I want you to put a plus 100%, okay? What this is gonna do is increase your bids on those days specifically by 50% on Black Friday and 100% on Cyber Monday. What that's going to do is it's going to increase your position. Let's say you're normally position 2 or 3 or 4. It's going to increase your position so you capture more clicks on those days. The more clicks you capture on those days, the more traffic your website gets, and the more traffic your website gets during Black Friday, Cyber Monday, the more money you're going to make, because people are going to buy on those days. They just are. They just are. So that's how this strategy works in a nutshell. All right. But I want to backtrack a little bit to, I'm going to stay on this train of thought. Right after the holiday period, right after the day ends, let's say it's the day after Black Friday, so it's it's Saturday, right? Even though it's a Saturday, I want you to go into work, whether it's at home or in the office, etc., and you need to remove those bid adjustments. If you don't remove those bid adjustments, you're going to have a real bad time when it comes end of Christmas holiday shopping period, because your bids are going to be artificially inflated. So what this strategy does is it captures the increased value of those keywords due to seasonality, right? So a keyword, let's just say for, let's just say drone, right? Let's just say miniature drone, selling miniature drones. Let's just say miniature drone is more valuable on Black Friday and Cyber Monday than it is on September 23rd, okay? So this bid adjustment reflects the increase in value that those keywords have. And that's really the end of the line, or you can measure what you're doing when you're looking at the constant conversion rate and then the increase on Black Friday and Cyber Monday. You're looking at the measurable increase in those keywords value, right? So that's the bottom line with this strategy. You need to remove those bid adjustments after the time is over, though. You will ruin your profitability if you don't. Depending, right? This is all depending, right? Maybe not if you have just sick margins and maybe you're underpriced on those keywords beforehand anyways, but as a rule of thumb, you're going to want to remove those if your advertising was fine previous to applying those. And the other thing I want to mention, and it cannot be stressed enough, is that you can ruin your company's profitability if you do this wrong, if you apply these bid adjustments wrong, if you forget to remove these bid adjustments, if you apply a bid adjustment to a product that goes from a 50% margin most of the time to a 10% margin on Black Friday, Cyber Monday, you will have a bad time with this strategy. All right. So, yeah, you don't want to ruin a product category or your company's profitability on the 2 biggest days of the year. So remember, it's better to be on the underside of capturing that than of capturing the traffic rather than blowing it way over the top. Okay? It's just far safer from a cash flow standpoint, from an operations standpoint, it's just far safer. So, all right, this will be good. And if you got value from this, tip or digital marketing tip, love it if you commented, you liked, you shared, you subscribed. It makes my day when I see a new subscriber. It really does. It sounds cheesy. It does sound cheesy, but when I see a new subscriber, I get excited. So like, share, subscribe if you found value in this and you want to keep receiving, digital marketing tips. So, all right, this has been Ryan McDonald at Shade Digital. Much love, guys. Thank you.